Hello there, and welcome to another Commodore 64 playthrough. This time we're playing one of my all-time favorites, which is a game called Ceti. So Ceti has quite a convoluted plot, but essentially you are piloting a spacecraft, and the idea with the spacecraft is you have to visit many different towns, and in each town there is a sort of central location, a sort of a main building, if you like, and you need to visit that main building and pick up a control rod or control rods, plural. Why are we picking up control rods? Well, we're picking up control rods because we need to shut down the main nuclear reactor for Tau Ceti. So why do we need to shut down a nuclear reactor? Well, that's a good question. The backstory with this is that this is Tau Ceti, so this is a star about 11 light years away, and then the idea is that we need to something happened to the planet around the star, which is this Tau Ceti 3, and then what happened was a meteor crashed on it, and then when that meteor crashed, it sent all the robots and all the sentries doolally. And then what we have to do is it killed all the robots and everything, killed everybody, which is obviously not a good thing. So then what they decided to do was send a landing party to investigate why there was no communication anymore. And the landing party was immediately destroyed. Once again, never a good thing. I'm just seeing why that light's flashing. Okay. And then, so they thought the best thing to do was to send one small spacecraft to find out what was going on, rather than send, lots of people. Don't know why. I don't know what at all what they are. So the mission is to collect all these control rods, go to the central location, which is a place called Centralis, and then you deactivate the nuclear reactor using the rods, the control rods, basically. Disable the nuclear reactor. So I'm just going to warp a bit so I can get to the jump pad. So there's many towns that you can visit, and the idea is that in each town you would go and pick up the rods. Now you get from one place to another by using what called jump pads, and that's what these things are here. So the idea is that you fly over these jump pads, you press J, and then you get transported to the next town. So I'm on my way from Haim, we were, to a town called Auriga. Oh, I'm in Haim now. Sorry, I was in Rima and now I'm in Haim. You'll notice on the bottom right-hand corner there's two blue boxes. So the top one is a little marker to tell you how to get to the centre of town, and then the bottom one tells you how to get to the nearest jump pad. You can also press V, and it will let you see behind you, left, right, forward, which is quite clever. Each town has a different level of difficulty. So Haim has a sort of 2-star. So I'm going to slow down now because I know that jumpy uppy down one, that one there, he's trouble. So I'm going to get rid of him. Bang. There. You'll see on the bottom towards the right of the screen there's a flashing light, so when that's red it means that there's something nasty. Not everything will shoot at you straight away. Some things will only be shoot at you if you shoot at them, which is fair enough. Other things though will you have to get rid of them first. Also, that little oblongy one, the lime one on the left hand side, the one that's there, that is a mine, so you can shoot them and get rid of them. Right, so here's the first thing we need to do. So you'll notice on the little short range map there is a black dot, and there are white dots, and there are brown dots. So the black dots are they're places you need to dock with, basically. So you want to dock with them so that you can pick up the rods, or some of them are bases, so you can refuel or whatever it is that you need to do. Some of them are civilian bases, so the only thing you can do is refuel, whereas some of them are military bases, so you can get extra equipment. You can get like missiles and that sort of thing. So here we are now in there. So we've now got a rod section. So if you type in rods, it will tell you all the ones that you've got. So we've got one rod on the left hand side, so you get to see what's going on there. Let's exit that. You can also get a lot of information from here. So I'll go on the wiki page and it'll tell you all sorts of information about what we're doing as well. And I'll just find the command for to fix my ship. Let's have a look now. Equip. That's good. Okay, so if you type in equip, not available here. Okay, so it must be a civilian base, so that's fair enough. That's fine. And then you can also view a map. The map's pretty cool actually, because look, it's all sort of very Star Trek, and you can zoom in and zoom out, and it's fantastic. You know, look at this, brilliant. But you, as I say, that on the wiki page there's a map, and it's much easier just to keep referring to the map printed out or put it on another screen or whatever it is you want to do. That's a lot more. That's a lot easier for you. I'm just seeing how I refuel, and I can't really see. I can't do that, so I need to go to a different type of base. That's right. Yes. So what I am here at the moment, I'm in a reactor, and I want to go to a base. So how you know the difference between the two? I remember all this. It's all flooding back to me. How you know the difference between the two is that a reactor is oh, sorry, it's not exit, is it? It's launch. So I'll just put my view on so you can see it. So a reactor, put the infrared on. The reactor is that sort of M shape, and a let's see if I can find where the other one is. And then the bases, the civilian base or the military base, they're more like a W shape. So they're the sort of differences between the two. You get used to this as you're sort of going through. And here's another jump pad. So that was pretty quick. So I'm now on my way to a place called Auriga. So I'm going to get it right now. So I'll just wait for this to launch. As you can see, you get infrared sensors, which is quite cool. You also, if you keep your eye out, you can actually see the sun going across the sky. So you get an idea about whether the sun's setting or not. There we go. If your infrared sensor stops working, you can use a flare. And you also come equipped with missiles and anti-missile missiles, because on some of the really hard levels, you get actual ships that will have a go, and they're really sort of nasty. There's also static enemies, so there's turrets and towers that will fire at you, and there's also robots as well. I'm just going to go to the long range sensor. There's robots. There's a Mark 1 and a Mark 2. The Mark 2s are really dangerous. So what I tend to do in this game is I slow right down if I see a Mark 2, and I just pick him off bit by bit, because once they start at you, you really haven't got a choice. You're just going to get absolutely murdered. Centralis, which is the last level, is actually it's actually just the next level or the next town from Haim where you start, and you have the option if you wish to go there, and it is absolutely horrifically dangerous. It is so hard to do Centralis. So the trick is, because you only have to go there once anyway, because I'm going to release a flare so I can actually see properly. Because you only need to go there at the end, it's better just to ignore that, leave that alone. So as you can see, there's a black dot on my screen. So this is another reactor, because it's the M shape. So you've got to slow right down and let the thing open. You also have to adjust your height as well to make sure that you are you're sort of the port, if you like, is fully in your screen. And you can't go too fast either, so I'm just taking my time. Just go a little bit further higher. That's it. That should be fine. There is no room for maneuver with this. You yes. So there was no rods in that substation as well, which is rather frustrating. So if you miss your target, you basically you die, which is very nice, isn't it? So far so good in terms of any enemies. As you can see, I'm being tracked, so that means there are enemies around. But as I say, unless they fire at you, or unless you know that it's pretty straightforward, there isn't really any point in firing things just because you just want to do that. As you play the game, you get used to the different shapes, and on the wiki page there is some examples of different types of enemies. So where am I going to go to now? I definitely don't want to go to Ceti because that's apparently really hard. So I'm going to go south, which is on the map, and I'm on my way to Entroya or something like that. I don't know where they get these. I don't know where they get these names from. So yeah, so it's a really cool game. I mean, I'm going to fire a missile just to show you what happens. Bang, great, and I'm going to shoot something just to show you how that works as well. But it's an absolutely cool game. I mean, it takes about 5 hours to play through, but obviously with emulators and even with the game itself, every time you land, you can save a game. You can do what you like. So it does take a bit of patience. And on the harder levels, you do have to take your time, or else you're just gonna get completely and utterly annihilated. And that is, I'm gonna crash. Bang. Well, that was a reactor anyway, or a military base. I can't remember which one it was. So yeah, it's a really cool game. I recommend that you play this. You can use your warp as well, obviously, so you don't have to be trundling around space all the time. It's an absolutely superb little game. I may do a proper long playthrough of this one. Actually, I may do a sort of a proper mission, and talk you through some of the details of it. But it's a really fun game. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Any questions, add a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.